Yeah, I have no idea what to title this video anymore, as this topic kept updating while I was away, so I'm just gonna try my best and summarize everything that has happened. I'm sure everyone who's watched anime at some point has been amongst the common debate of sub versus dub. Truthfully, I don't care which version a person enjoys so long as it gets them invested in what they are watching. That said, we have reached a new era in anime dubbing that can only be rivaled with the monstrosity that was for kids. Woke dubbing has caught the eyes of Japan after a translator implemented politically correct terminology in the westward localization. Now, before I continue, I want to credit Reverwoo for this subject and highly recommend you check out his videos as they go more in depth. The way dubbing is supposed to work is a translator will translate the script from the default language, that being Japanese, into the localized language, in this incident being English. Now, obviously there's a difference in language barriers, so often words or sentences will have to be moved around to better fit the native tongue, but never should these translations change the subject or impact the default narrative. Well, apparently that was all disregarded, as this woke translator decided to include discussions about the patriarchy in an anime world where shape-shifting dragons work as maids. So the anime that got caught in the crossfire is called Ms. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. In episode 12, there was a scene with a character named Lukoa, who in the Japanese original changes her outfit and basically says the reason for this was because she wanted to wear something different so people wouldn't talk to her. For context, she didn't know about public indecency. She was trying to be quirky, and anyone who's familiar with her character knows she's a laid-back, carefree person. So the last thing she's gonna care about is what people think about her. Well, I guess the translator never got the memo because the localization on Funimation and Crunchyroll went from that to this.
What are you wearing that for?
Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed clothes.
I refuse to believe this is real. How did this happen? Like, I'm not going to pretend like Dragon Maid is the greatest anime of all time or anything, but I'd be pissed as well if I found out somebody took my work and covered it with their bullshit. You're not a part of the Dragon Maid writing team. Your job is to translate the final script into the localized language, not change the narrative to fit your cultural beliefs. Most of the time, you can't really even blame the voice actors for the localization of the anime script because they're not usually a part of the translation process. However, in the case of Jamie Lynn Marchi, she's not only the voice actress of Lukoa in the English dubbing, but is the ADR director and script writer for the westward localization of Dragon Maid. So it is 100% her fault, and companies like Funimation have been under fire as a result after the creative team for Ms. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid found out. So at the top is the correct Japanese to English translation, and at the bottom you'll see this monstrosity she's created. Needless to say, this was a conscious choice she made, and unsurprisingly, fans weren't too happy about it. Now here's where the story takes a bit of an unusual turn, because about a week ago it was confirmed she was fired by Funimation, and what was most likely an attempt to have all previous charges dropped. However, while speculations regarding the English VA going forward are still up in the air, it has been confirmed the automated dialogue replacement, that being translations, will be done using AI. Yeah, I don't think anybody's too upset by this decision. This brings a new meaning to the phrase go woke, go broke, and how if you try to implement wokeness in the product of other cultures, it can have financial consequences. In the case of Jamie Lynn Marchi, that's unemployment. From what I can tell, it's only Marchi that's been replaced. Other ADR representatives will continue localizing the translations of their animes respectively. It also doesn't seem like it's a permanent replacement, just something temporary to keep the team on schedule until they find another VA and ADR. Honestly, that seems like an excellent use for AI. I know many people have mixed feelings regarding this decision, but really, it's because of the general idea that AI could replace jobs surrounding automated dialogue replacement. Not a single person who's been following this drama has any remorse for Jamie Marchi, because she's just a horrible person in general. An example of this is when she targeted another content creator named Asmongold, who simply reacted to Reverwoo's video on the drama after she made some interesting remarks. Obviously, she couldn't keep her mouth shut when criticized, so let's take a look at how she handled the situation in a civilized manner.
So, Funimation has come under, let's call it, criticism for how they choose to adapt their scripts for
like
a couple of
unnecessary
shows.
hate. Yeah, got it. To the criticism, like, I have a vagina, deal with it. I'm a funny woman. We are all talented, funny, powerful women. Deal with it. I'm sorry you're not getting laid. It's not about you. Move on.
Wow. That sass really enhances her egotistical delusion. Everything she says is a fucking lie. Claiming you're talented, powerful, funny women just proves the exact opposite, because if that were true, you wouldn't really need to acknowledge it. Not only that, I don't really think people get a say in how society perceives them. Whether or not you're talented / funny is really up to the audience, the viewers, and based on the backlash received from this stunt, it suggests the exact opposite. She then doubles down in a series of tweets starting with, "I didn't change the context. Just acknowledging you're mad about the word patriarchy instead of denying would help you be less dishonest." That's the exact problem. She's superimposing her beliefs, implementing modern terms referring to modern problems, in an anime that's set in a fantasy world. She then responds with the classic, "It sounds like you need to deal with the fact that I have a vagina." That strat hasn't worked since 2020. No one's judging you because you're a woman. They're judging you because you changed the narrative of an anime that was lighthearted to something socio-political for your own benefit. Moving forward, she says, "Well, you're a part of a hate mob with literal Nazis. You should probably deal with that. And you should probably shut the hell up. Please see the Nazis in this thread." Again, this strat got nerfed. The word Nazi has lost all meaning. It's basically just being used to describe anyone who does not see your point of view. The complete disregard to the source material and its creators is unbelievably shallow. She absolutely deserved what happened to her. This westward ideology of wokeness has blinded society and put feelings over facts. They've always had it out for anime, claiming it to be offensive to Japanese culture and Asian heritage, without realizing they're the ones being offensive, not understanding just how much of a cultural phenomenon it's become in modern Japan, which its people very much take pride in. I know I'm late to this topic, but I just wanted to talk about it because it really captivates the delusion of people who claim to be woke. It's really lost all meaning, and I hope this incident sets an example for future translators about respecting the creators and their content being localized. But anyways, that's really about it, so yeah.